Hello everyone, this is Sergio, wanted a people's car. Golf MK8 GTI. Let's meet. We all know that the Golf is a trendsetter in its class, and today we will check whether the MK8 is so good, whether it can oppose something to the previous generation. Six days of owning a car. Foam rubber. I'm sure it's worth $50. Thank you for $45,000. Bad shifters on the steering wheel. I don't like it at all. Stop talking, let's go compete. Come on. Excellent.
If you do chip tuning, you can win one-on-one.
I agree. Guys, well, here we are inside our Golf and let's see what's inside here. I'll immediately tell you about the features that I immediately saw and I really like them. The seats are excellent and the most important thing is that they are not leather. This is the most important feature. Of course, everyone's favorite and famous cage in the Golf. Multimedia looks fantastic, very cool, uncomfortable, complete bullshit. There is climate control down here, it's just fucked up, it doesn't even light up. There are practically no physical buttons in the car and I really don't like it. The main problem is that there is no physical volume control button in the car, it's just trash. For example, my phone is not connected to CarPlay and I have to be distracted, press something, it's an incomprehensible thing, I don't understand it. I liked the gear selector. Guys, 911 turbo in the back of 992, you see, it looks fantastic. In fact, VAG has recently become much less varnished surfaces, thanks for that, because everything is spit, everything is dirty, everything is smeared with our fingers. What is very cool, guys, this is a very modern wireless charger. Firstly, the backlight is fantastic, the phone fits easily, the 10th iPhone just fits, charges immediately, just a bomb. Top cool cap, the phone is not visible, just super. The next thing that came in is also nearby and is also connected with the phone, a very convenient niche, put the phone in and you have everything at a glance, I really like it. As for the steering wheel, guys, it's good to hold with your hands, the steering wheel is cool. The touchscreen control part of the whole car is not very good, it just sucks, you can't grope, you don't remember, you get lost and distracted from the road, well, complete trash, it doesn't suit me at all. The only thing I really liked is that there is a cool GTI insert on the bottom, very beautiful. I think that there are two minuses on the steering wheel, an ugly airbag. For $45,000, I think it could be improved and made in leather, like Napa, for example. The second negative is the very ugly looking Volkswagen badge. I'm talking to the Volkswagen Group, or rather specifically to Volkswagen. Before, your badges looked much more interesting, they were beautiful, they were more structural, very pleasant. Now this is some kind of incomprehensible plaque, as if made in China and costs $1.
Очень приятная. Сейчас это просто какая-то непонятная блямба китайская за $1 максимум, сколько
The front panel is made in the style of the latest VAG, this is Passat, this is Golf, well, almost all VAG. Audi too. There is object lighting, of course there are many colors, and the most interesting thing here is the texture with honeycombs everywhere. You might say, we have already seen them somewhere. Well, of course, you've seen this, it's a Lamborghini, damn it. Lamborghini Urus, Lamborghini Huracan, Corse, Aventador, my favorite Aventador. All these cars are saturated with such honeycombs, many associate Lamborghini with such honeycombs, such hexagons. Ergonomics, comfortable, cool fit, the driver's seat in the Golf, which can also be called a working one, it's a reference, it's very good. Multimedia, I already managed to clarify that there are no assistants in multimedia, and the problem is that it is still a little buggy. VAG Group allows itself to sell cars with multimedia, which is not yet ready for use. I think it will be left without attention for some time, we'll see. Guys, heading, key, finally they did it. I am the owner of Volkswagen. In the past I had an Audi R8, the whole time I had it was 4.5 years, I found fault with the key, finally Volkswagen created just a normal key, it looks very nice, guys, looks like a fragment stone, shimmers in the light, very beautiful.
Очень красиво смотрится, ребят, такой, скажем, как осколок какого-то камня переливается, очень красивый.
There are several buttons here, opening and closing the car, opening the trunk lid. It can be seen that it is framed by a glossy panel. Note that the car has 1,000 kilometers. The owner owns the car for 6 days. If you want me to show you a joke, look. After 6 days of owning a car, the key looks like this. You imagine what will happen to him in a year, you put it on the table in a restaurant and show that you have a Golf 7 GTI with such a key. I moved to the back seat and I will say, like many auto bloggers, I sat down behind myself, here I am and here I am, look. I take the phone, look what will happen now. Cool, 1. 2. Here also. Very comfortable back pockets, I don't know why no one thought of this before, fantastic, now he will live here. Guys, we have an armrest in the back. So, yes, you understand, uncomfortable, unpleasant and there should have been a lid. Behind the armrest hatch. We open the hatch, here we can carry something, here is something long. Isofix is present, rear climate control for the rear seats, power windows, ambient lighting. I really don't like these grids, music is for an extra charge, there is Harman Kardon or Kardon Harman, what's right? Write in the comments the right way. Very cheap, like in Dacia Logan, very bad. Of the interesting, a good lamp, cool diodes. In principle, there is nothing more to look behind, it is very convenient, I don't know how they managed to do this. When I sat down here, I thought that I would not fit here, I thought it was unrealistic. Very comfortable class. We open the trunk, then we go. So guys, it's time to see what the trunk is. We open it, the shelf is in place, there is no closing button, thank you for $45,000. Big bag, I don't know what's in it. Well, you're not serious, are you? Give me your hand. This is foam, this is foam. I'm sure it costs $40. At the bottom we have a spare wheel, a lot of recesses, everything is roomy. The trunk in the Golf is small, there are additional side recesses, hooks, there is nothing else to look at. I agree. Usually I reviewed Mercedes, BMW, Audi. The steering wheel is considered the calling card of the car. Well, there is a whole problem with this. I don't like everything except the grip of the steering wheel and this spoke. I don't like everything on the steering wheel. The gearbox shifts at lightning speed, the pedals are bad. What it is? I do not like it. Front-wheel drive is not the same as in Mercedes, the aversion will not be the same. Let's speed up a bit. Yes. Not. I press the gas to the floor, we are now driving in some kind of gear, I don't see which gear, it's very bad, I really don't like it, everything is calm on the instrument panel and I don't understand which gear we have on. 45 kilometers, accelerating. You know, it picks up speed quite well, the car does not surprise with any indicators, it goes to its 245 horsepower and 360 newtons, it accelerates somewhere like that. I was told that the car slips up to 80, but until I noticed this, it slips at 60, maybe I didn't notice at 80. We had about 0 3/10 of a G overdrive. Good optics, you can see everything, we drive constantly in the high beam and she cuts everything herself so as not to blind anyone, everything glows cool in the headlights. Of course, not Audi e-tron GT, but in principle it's also not bad, technologies are, of course, moving forward. Again I will find fault with the steering wheel, it's just trash, I look at it and I'm sorry, they did a good job on the car, but the steering wheel spoils the whole impression. It was better, 51, 53 kilometers per hour, I press the pedal, we accelerate. Guys, after 60 kilometers the car does not tow, this is nonsense, maybe people use a special launch, or they drive on wet roads. For 55, 60 kilometers there is no longer towing, stabilization does not respond, and now the maximum mode is activated, all 245 forces are under the accelerator pedal, the car drives confidently, the implementation is not bad, of course the front-wheel drive is incomplete and not rear-wheel drive, but it is implemented good enough. I suggest to measure the speed of acceleration, and see how it goes. They say that it accelerates in 6 seconds, according to the passport it goes a little slower than 6, in reality it goes 5.9 let's see.
$60. Quarter mile.
A little bit more. More.
Half mile.
Good.
A shame, think something new under the sun. You can't take back some things you already done. No.
First Golf in life.
Yes.
Why Golf?
I actually wanted a GTI since Need for Speed Underground. If you seriously delve into the memory.
An interesting choice is a $45,000 car, a small car.
I'm alone, okay, so far this car is selfish, although I would not say that this car is only selfish.
Dima, we attach your Instagram so that you are no longer alone.
I don't have time for that, but thanks.
This does not take much time, some take a minute, others 15. What 3 factors influenced the choice of Golf?
Chose between GTI, Cupra, which is not yet, Leon and Mini Cooper JCW.
Леоном и Мини GCV.
Among the factors, the first is the appearance of course. I always liked the GTI, because they are as discreet as possible.
Today, I will ask this question. Do you like 7.5 GTI better than 8? A very controversial issue.
I agree, if you take it in total, and not individual elements of the car, then I like this one better.
The first factor said. The second factor.
The main thing I saw when I sat down, since I'm a little wide and weigh 120 kilograms, I don't know if it's a lot or a little.
Не знаю, много это или мало.
Not a little.
It was important for me to fit into the sports seat.
Спортивно.
Now I understand how people talk tolerantly about their excess weight. I'm a little wide. I will say the same.
The bone is wide.
Yes, yes, the bone is wide where the stomach is large. Third factor.
According to my philosophy, I like German cars more than the rest.
Нравится, чем остальные.
I don't know why, that's how I'm closer to German cars than to other cars.
Я ближе к немцам, чем к другим машинам.
I've been walking around, waiting for you to shine.
Lyosha, tell me about 3 things that you don't like about this car. What didn't you like initially or when using it?
I, as a programmer, immediately used multimedia. I will say frankly that what they say about her is really true. Among the problems that I had with her, Apple CarPlay, there was no sound in the car for 2 days.
Apple CarPlay.
I did another factory reset, and then there was CarPlay with
Я
sound.
сделал еще один сброс до заводских настроек, и потом уже появился как бы CarPlay со звуком совсем.
The first minus is multimedia. The second minus is the sound insulation. It can be a plus, maybe a minus, because when you drive in normal mode, you don't have enough of it. When you accelerate, you miss all these sensations, like the noise of the wheels and the noise of the road.
It's true.
They add drive and emotions. Here it is already a bargaining chip, for each his own. After Land Rover or Mazda, it's still a bit noisy, but I generally understood that it would most likely be so. I consider digitalization to be the main problem. There are a lot of touch buttons that should not be touch. They should have the fastest response and maximum ease of use, like climate control, for example, switching the mode can be forgiven. If the climate is on the steering wheel, all buttons must be non-touch. I don't have such moments as, for example, the guys in the review said, false clicks. But there is another thing, you can't tactilely remember which button is responsible for what, because it's just glass.
2.
Solid glass. There are no dedicated buttons. Every time you have to look down and look at what you are pressing, it is not safe. You are distracted from the road and look at the steering wheel.
There is an excuse for this.
It's cheaper.
This greatly reduces the cost of construction. It is sold as if it were a novelty.
New technology.
Guys, these technologies are 30 years old. Do you think that this car is not completed yet?
Yes, I think it's unfinished. In terms of technical condition, no, this is the same 7 and 5, slightly modified.
Here is the same motor. I believe that if they put the same engine that is in the previous generation, then it was possible to at least increase its power, at least for decency. Here it is not difficult to do this. Increase the inflation and you will make it more powerful by 30 forces.
Also, in terms of the technical component, everything is almost the same, and in terms of digitalization, they have reduced the cost of the car.
Yes.
In theory, it should cost them less.
Cheaper.
Cheaper to produce, but why does it cost the same? Why not make it more interesting?
Yes, yes.
That's a good question.
Let's discuss it. I think that this is exactly the big problem for Volkswagen and VAG, especially Volkswagen. It really ceases to be available. It ceased to be available 10 years ago.
Yes.
Guys, let's look at the styling of the car. First, why did we put our Golf in profile? This is because of this rack. It does not change from Golf 2, everything is approximately basic. This is now considered a good Golf equipment, such a Golf that we have in our review. The wheels are 17 inches, the brakes are questionable and I will explain why. Because they do not say GTI, these are basic brakes. In the last model there was a GTI. The front of the car is more interesting. We have non-standard optics, for the price of about $1,000. This is a matrix headlight, there are red accents, they are not in the usual headlight. We return to our honeycombs, huge honeycombs, Lamborghini style. The owner has already installed a grid here, a very controversial element, because there are very large windows, there are radiators and coolers at the back. I want to tell you that there is a high probability of damaging them, because quite large stones can fly in. We apologize for the audio quality, had to start the car to turn on that unreal monobrow. We tried various manipulations, but it did not work. A controversial element, many people like it, many do not. Write in the comments whether you like such a thing or not. Guys, now we will examine the back of the Golf. There is one interesting element here. This is the rear optics. It is not stock. This is also a surcharge for a lot of money. Very beautiful transparent plastic, angular shape. I really like such shapes. IQ Light. I just read this. I don't know what it means. Write in the comments. Here there are such accents, they are absent in the basic optics. Let's go show you something. I want to show you, of course, the icon from which the camera extends. See? We won't see it here, in reverse gear it goes out here. When we lower it, the internal parts of our lamp light up, they look very nice. I really like the tail lamp, which I won't say about our exhaust, it looks terrible compared to the previous model. Here they left these round nozzles, which absolutely do not fit here. Look, the whole Golf looks like a rock, with an abundance of sharp shapes, very beautiful, like a piece of granite, but here are some bionic, chrome nozzles. They could, frankly, paint in gloss black. To me it just looks terrible. This is from the previous Golf model, but I do not agree with this.
Еще и хромированные. Могли бы их, честно говоря, покрасить в черный глянец, а не, ну, честно, для меня это выглядит просто ужасно. Это еще с прошлого Гольфа такая тема мне не заходит.
A cool GTI inscription in the center. Finally the VAG group reached the point that Volvo did 10 to 15 years ago, when Volvo put all the inscriptions of their models in the center of the trunk lid. Volkswagen came to this only now. Let me remind you that earlier on all models there were inscriptions were on the right or on the left, somewhere on the side. Now it's all in the center. The Passat also does the same. Probably now, in their opinion, this is already relevant.
Тоже такая же тема, ну, наверное, сейчас это уже, по их мнению, актуально.
There is a beautiful fin on top, this is navigation, everything is clear. In principle, what else can they say about him? I suggest now to bring 7.5 Golf here and see which one is cooler. Let's figure it out in principle. Write in the comments which Golf you like more. Look at their profile now. tell me which one do you vote for?
И давайте, за какой вы отдаете вообще свой голос.
I have already chosen. My choice is not so unambiguous. According to some parameters, the 8 wins, according to some 7.5, but I know that many people like this one more. And lovers of new technologies, I think, will choose this Golf. Go to the comments and already mark there, at the top there will be a pinned comment where you will vote. Go. Optics. Guys, well, of course, 1 point towards the 7.5, that's for sure. The braking system is very similar on both, but it has GTI on it and that's a plus for the Golf 7.5, because the 8 doesn't have it. The side view is almost identical. You will say that the black Golf looks more advantageous. This is because it has cool wheels and it is on a lowered suspension. I think if you lower the Golf 8 and put beautiful wheels on it, it will look about the same. At the front of the car, 2 bumpers look aggressive. Here I don't even know which one to choose, but my priority is black Golf because of the optics. Let's go further. In the Golf 8, the back of the car looks much better than in the other model and the optics are much cooler here. I have already said that the Achilles heel in both cars is this exhaust. It does not fit here at all, neither in style, nor in form, nor in appearance. That is, it does not fit here at all. Remember, I talked about the icon, it's here on the left. Now the badges are always installed in the center of the Volkswagen. I think this is a plus, the badge looks prettier and more organic. The spoiler and those little flaps give 1 point to the black car, it's much more interesting, but let's move on to the fin and here it looks specific, very cheap, very small, in a white Golf it's cool, so I give this point to the 8. We move to the salon, it seems to me that the situation there is ambiguous. Guys, and of course, an important part of the interior of the cabin is the seat. I think the seat of such a sports hot hatch is the hallmark of each such car. The seat of the black Golf, in my opinion, is inferior to the white one. Firstly, it has chic pockets, you have already seen them, and secondly, the 8 has more extensive lateral support, it is more developed. I give the Golf 8 for the seats, because of these seat sides, they are simply gorgeous, and lateral support is also more developed here, although the pattern is more beautiful in the 7. Guys, I'm sitting in the Golf 7, because I spent almost the whole day in the 8, you know, I like the driver's seat and the interior in general more in the 7, I'll explain why. I don't really like touch panels, they make the whole structure cheaper, there are still cool beautiful buttons, there are a lot of them, they are all over the cabin, they look fantastic, 1 point for the cabin, especially for the driver's seat, this is the most important place in the car, I give Golf 7. And now let's talk about the steering wheel. I like the steering wheel section more in the 8, but it loses to the 7th Golf because of these beautiful inserts with real buttons, although the central spoke on the steering wheel is more beautiful in the 8th Golf, but due to the fact that there are touch buttons and touch control units that distract you from driving, you do not understand where your finger is and what it is pressing.
Тачевые блоки управления, которые отвлекают вас от вождения, вы не понимаете, где находится ваш палец и что он включает.
Look at the icon, look at how it all looks in the 7th Golf, and how terrible it is in the 8th Golf, it's just trash, 100% 1 more point, the 7th Golf. Guys, we moved from Golf 7.5, not just like that, there you will now see a mirror without a frame, it is a masterpiece in a car of the 17th year. In the car of the 21st year, everything is much worse, 1 point for the 7th. But in defense of Golf 8 there is an undeniable argument. Wireless charging with a cool notch. An 8 gets a point. On the right, 230 forces, on the left, 245, in a standard car, for this score 8th. Varnishing only in the 8th, for that he got a point. Guys, there is no winner or loser here. I suggest to stop talking and go to the race. Guys, it's time for your favorite column, the competition. We wanted to include a mono eyebrow in the Golf, but it does not turn on, because some strange things happen in the cars, something turns on or off, we shoot without them. It's already cool outside, I think about 13 degrees Celsius. The main competition of this evening is the Golf GTI 7.5 with 230 horsepower. Against him is a Golf GTI 8 which has 245 forces. Naturally, we have a cherry on the cake for you. This cherry is the Subaru, you have already seen on our channel, it will compete with the winner. You will clearly see what tuning is, because these cars are with factory specifications. Subaru tuned to stage 3 or 2.5. Let's start the competition. Now two Golf GTI will compete against a Golf GTI 7.5. Let's see how it ends.
How is that?
Don't believe. Guys, the first race is very interesting, we are catching up a little, but so slow. We have a technical moment, now let's see what we will have on other races. Guys, another race between Golf 7.5 and 2 Golf 8, everything is standard, from 60 to 200.
Go.
It's amazing what's going on. Look, not far from us. Guys, I want to say something.
You need to refuel.
We cannot overtake the opponent. But let's get close to him.
We accelerate well.
Very close, very close. Very well. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Excellent. Well, this time everything was very good, just very good. We're leaving the place. Go. Let's.
White ride slowly.
Gasoline matters a lot.
We are here for the race.
It's just an ordinary car.
I fill up the 100th gasoline.
For the first time?
I always run the 100th.
Wow.
Never ran 95.
Cool. Without chip tuning?
Without chip tuning, the engine runs fine.
The guys doubtfully started the race. Fuck, so. The most problematic competition of the season.
This is my second launch.
In life.
What the fuck is that?
Come on.
Look.
Now he's lucky. Yes. It was more interesting.
We are the heaviest, we have a full tank.
Sergey says that he weighs 60 kilograms. I'm not shy, I weigh 120.
I'm shy, I weigh 60.
I thought that we will go from a place better, because we are heavier, there should have been more grip.
Guys, here we held our competitions, you know the result is the same as I expected. 7.5 fights as aggressively as possible, especially from a standstill, it was noticeable, it loses a little in the course, I think that the blocking, an extra gear, and of course an extra 15 horsepower affects. That's all for us, Sergio was with you, but no, we still have a bonus race for you, we look further, and we say goodbye to you. It was summer Kiev with you, guys, now it's the 3rd of September, 8 degrees Celsius, we are very cold, have a good day, evening and morning everyone, Sergio was with you, let's go. We're in a Subaru, 377 horsepower, versus a Golf GTI, 8, 245 horsepower. In order to even the odds, we drive a manual, we have 4 people in the car, and they have 2. Are we starting? 1, 2, 3. Oh, how difficult. Bye.
It is too early. I completely overtook her.
One, 2, 3. Yes. Yes. What is the speed? Fuck it.
The joke is that the camera did not record.
How do you?
Fucking awesome. I felt better in Mercedes yesterday.
Sash, are you not so old when you drive a new car?
Rejuvenated.
Vlad, a young guy, share adrenaline.
What are you scratching there all the time?
Correcting.
There is no shit.
My pants.
Put your fucking hand out. It's cool today, guys, it's very hard to shoot at 8 degrees, I'm already old, I'm worried about my prostate, like Alexander too.
Thanks.
Not at all, Vlad.
All okay.
Are you okay?
No questions yet.
You don't have a prostate, do you?
I don't have a prostate.
8 degrees Celsius.
Summer. 8 degrees, wow. Take it off now. Take it off, up.
See what pictures. It's a beach moment.
Beach.
Are you not cold?
I'm fine, I'm in a jacket.
If you look at your weight, you are generally fine.
I'm in good shape.
I saw. You asserted yourself so much today, we were crazy, especially Alexander.
If you put one chip here, you can win 1-on-1.
I agree. Kinda nice and smooth, right? We always guarantee you good races. It was cool, right?
Fine.
You are not visible here at all.
Here, as if the day had begun.
Vlad, Sasha, how are you guys?
Not bad.
Good.
Fine.
It was close, good.
Not bad.
Are you always serious?
I am focused on the road.
Since you then showed and led with your hands. This is a pretty face.
Precisely a contented face. Turn on the light.
What do you say?
Fine. You sit in the back, relax, while winning everyone.
Very cool, right?
That's how it is.
Nope, turn it off.
Turn the fuck off.
Just